Welcome, everyone, to the L7C Podcast Wrestling Edition. Today, I know you guys have been waiting for our Royal Rumble review. So here we are. We have the wrestling expert, Jacob Mason, with us. How are you doing today, sir?
Dude, I'm so filled with joy right now. Just the world cannot explain that, how happy I am to be here with you folks.
Wow, that was one of your best intros ever, man.
Well, normally I just say I'm fantastic and move on, but I'm actually genuinely happy today. So, howdy, boys.
Since it was a big pay-per-view, the captain has to be with us, Byron Mitchell. How are you doing today, sir?
Well, I don't know how to top Jacob's intro, but I'm doing good too.
Me either. Shoot. Especially since off camera, we were just complaining about how this ice storm has kept people inside and Jacob's car got stuck.
Right next to another L7C person's dad's house, parking next to Dave Ozo's house and getting stuck.
Shout out to Mitch Oso, our DBZ guy. But guys, Royal Rumble happened last Saturday. I wanted to wait to see what happened on SmackDown and Raw before we record so we can get our full reactions. So you guys already know how we do it. We're going to talk about each match, talk about how on our predictions, we were wrong about a lot of things. Just listening to that, I was like, man, okay, that was a little rough. But hey, it happens to the best of us and it happened to us. But we're going to talk about the matches and we have a lot to say. There's some other news that's big wrestling news right now. A boss firing his son. So we're going to hit on that too. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about. So let's start off with the matches that weren't the Royal Rumble matches. First, we had the first match of the night. Roman Reigns, the champ, versus Seth Rollins. Roman's been champ for 500 plus days. And Seth Rollins, we all know Seth freaking Rollins, the Kingslayer, the Architect. He has more nicknames than anybody. But Roman Reigns came out first. Byron and we were watching with the group, and we were just like, Roman's coming out first. This is okay. That means Seth must have inherited Triple H's entrance money, so that must he's gonna make a grand entrance. And Seth's entrance instantly got me hyped for the wrestling match because he came out in the Shield gear and he came through the crowd. And Jacob, I know we were talking about this. I don't know if you felt the same way. If he would have dyed his hair yellow like the old Shield days, that place, it wouldn't be able to contain itself.
Oh, that would have been sweet. Yeah, no, that whole entrance is freaking awesome. Let's be 100% real. As per normal, the champ came out first, which automatically pissed me off. And it's a Roman match, so on top of that, I'm even more pissed off. I'm not happy. And then all of a sudden, the Shield music hit, and I'm like, oh shit, let's go. That's the first time I've legitimately been hyped about a Roman Reigns match in a long time. See that? Hell yeah. Seth Rollins in the Shield. It's good stuff.
He would have hit a Dirty Deeds. I would have, oh my God.
Man.
Byron, what'd you think, man, when Seth came out in the attire?
First off, I was not expecting him to, get up in the whole Shield attire, which was freaking awesome. I know the whole room at your house was super excited to see that. We were all shocked. You can tell Roman Reigns' face that he was pissed off, so it made it even more great. Even though he was in his Shield attire, he was still acting like his current persona and just mixing the two was just amazing. Amazing job on that entrance, Seth.
I think also what we talked about, which this gives a perfect segue for Jacob, when we did the WrestleMania 7 review about really seeing that old in-ring psychology. Seth was really bringing the psychology back in that wrestling match coming out in the Shield thing. And to be honest, what Jacob said, being excited, this is the first Roman match in a long time where the other person got their hits in.
Mm-hmm.
It was a long time. Dude hit him with the curb stomp nice and early and then caught him in a pedigree. I was like, Seth is getting his hits in. And honestly, this was actually probably my favorite match of the night just because of the entrance and just seeing Roman actually have to compete. And the ending, I mean, Roman got himself DQ'd, basically told the ref Seth deserves it. So I really did like this match. Like Seth didn't come off weak at all because Roman got himself DQ'd. Obviously, Roman's the champ. We all said Roman was gonna win. And Vegas, that site did say that Seth was a closer favorite than we thought. And technically, they were right. Seth did win by DQ. Obviously, didn't win the belt. I guess that's something we need to think about next time. DQ wins, counting into Vegas odds. But
True.
They were right. It was closer. That was my favorite match of the night.
It'd be hard to argue that about not being the best match of the night. And it burns my soul to say that. But one of my favorite parts of the match was something I didn't notice. It was my wife that noticed. Was Pat McAfee on commentary talking about Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Moxley. And he said Moxley like 2 or 3 times. And then went to commercial break and come back. And we're no longer calling him Moxley. Someone got an absolute ass reaming. And we're talking about Dean Ambrose now, which kind of hilarious. I love the fact that Pat McAfee, I don't just think he knew. I don't think he cares. You know, it's Pat McAfee. He's going to do what he wants, which I'm all about because you're going to get cool shit like that. So yeah, I thought that was a cool, like, little thing.
I still don't understand like why they couldn't say it. Like, I guess he got chewed out, but do you remember when Dean Ambrose was leaving? They literally had a whole Shield's last tour thing.
They did. They had a whole pay-per-view dedicated to them.
Yeah, so just say that like this is the Shield's last ride. This is the last time you ever get to see the Shield. And I'm just like, all right, we're just making openly known Dean's leaving. Cool. But you could say his name, John. I mean, whatever. But Byron, what do you think about this match, man?
No, I think it was great. Like you said, there's the in-ring psychology that Seth was doing. The whole match was amazing. Like the one time he was going for the Shield fist bump, Roman almost did it, but then didn't. I think he hit him like a spear or whatever. Or like that one time Roman hit him and Seth was just laughing. And we always say, if someone's laughing at you after you hit them, it's probably not a good thing. You're probably going to lose it. But just the whole in-ring psychology Seth did this whole match was amazing. I thought it was a great match from start to finish. Didn't like the ending, but that's whatever. WWE and Vince is going to do what Vince wants. But overall, I think it was a great match.
Jacob, anything else before we move on to the next match? The next match is the Women's Royal Rumble, but we're going to do the Rumbles last.
Fair. No, not much to add there. I mean, it was a damn good match. Everything about it was good. They actually worked. I liked the Roman match.
They have good chemistry together.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I said, I hate admitting that Roman can put on a good match. I genuinely don't like it. I just don't. But I'll give the devil its due. When you do something right, we will talk about it. That's on true. The L7C. And that was a damn good match.
That is true.
On to the next one.
All right, since we're not doing the Women's Royal Rumble because we're saving those for the last two, let's go to the Raw Women's Championship. Becky Lynch versus Doudrop. This is one that obviously we all got right. This was nice. Becky Lynch defeated Doudrop to retain the title. And since our captain is a huge Becky Lynch fan, we will turn it over to him.
I don't know if there's much to say about this match because we all thought, Becky was going to win, which we all predicted right. I thought it was a good match. I don't think it was that long. I think it might have been like 10, 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Right person won. Sorry, Doudrop. Maybe one day you'll get the championship, but not at this time because Vince doesn't know how to build someone's roster.
Jacob, anything to add on this match?
Not really. I mean, it was a pretty standard match. We all knew Becky was going to go over. Obviously, Becky went over, and that's about it. There's not much to say about it.
That's true. I like how Becky was trying to like build it up for saying like 16 years in the making. I was like, 16 in the years for making for who? Not us. I was like, that wasn't 16 years in the making for us. This just happened 3 weeks ago.
I mean, credit to Becky for trying to build up the match that, not many people are excited about. commend her for that.
I agree. I agree with that. It was just like the way she made it sound like 16 years in the making. She made it sound like it was Shawn Michael and Triple H's match at SummerSlam 2002, where they're literally been friends for like their whole lives. And now we've gotten to this point. I was like, okay, girl. But yeah, the right person won on that. Next match, which had some surprises. I can't even lie. And these surprises got me actually. I was shocked because we got this one wrong. Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar as the champ. Lesnar and Heyman come out. I'm not going to lie. I did go a little crazy when Bobby Lashley hit Brock with a suplex. I was just like, Brock is doing business. Someone else did a suplex. That means Brock's in for business. But honestly, man, one of the shocking things of the night, and this is one of the things where I always say WWE can do really good storytelling when they care about the person they're doing the story for. Because none of us had Roman Reigns coming out spearing Brock and then Heyman handing him the title to hit Brock, cost him the title. Bobby Lashley wins, which we were all wrong. Vegas knew something because they had those closer than what we thought. But it was basically like the Vince McMahon. It was me, Austin. It was me all along. This man, Roman, had Paul Heyman infiltrate Brock's camp, get him softened up so he would least expect it, and take the title. We did not have that ending on the L7C. Jacob, what did you think about that?
The ending or the match?
Let's start with the ending. The ending's more important.
As soon as it happened, as soon as Roman came out, I'm like, oh, well, The Rock's not going to be here tonight. I'm like, oh, well, I guess we're getting Brock and Roman at Mania. Oh, I bet Brock's going to win the Rumble. That was my first thought. I'm like, oh, I see The Rock is going to be busy over the next couple months filming something.
Jacob, I told you, man, they fired his cousin without cause. He's not coming.
All right, well, I'll just hold all my predictions till next year because we're going to go right back down the line of what's going to happen. It's going to be Rock winning a Rumble. But anyways, damn, yeah, I just didn't see this shit coming. But as soon as it happened, I'm like, oh, there's the WrestleMania plans.
Mm-hmm.
So, it actually was a good match.
Yes,
Can we talk
was.
about how good Brock Lesnar is one of the top sellers.
Yes.
In all of WWE. As good as Shawn Michaels, as good as Dolph Ziggler. When that man wants to sell, he will hurt his own body selling.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I love when Brock is just like having fun and just selling. And he'll oversell the shit out of everything to make it look good too. It's great.
My favorite, like he did it similar for Bobby, but the best one was that Royal Rumble that Drew won, and Brock started first with just killing everyone. And then when Keith Lee came out, and Brock's like, oh, this is a big guy. Like, oh, he's a big. And he did that with
big
Bobby.
Boy right here.
That's one of my favorite Brock moments ever. And even with Bobby, he's like, oh, he just suplex. Well, shoot. You're right, man. When he's engaged, he's fantastic. Byron, what did you think of the match and the ending, man? Because we were here watching it with the group, and we're just like, oh my God, what?
Yeah, we were all shocked because no one saw that coming. Like, I couldn't have predicted it. I'm gonna have to start listening to Vegas because they apparently know more than we do. But I was shocked. I didn't think that Brock would lose because, like I said, I thought they were gonna have. I knew they were gonna have Brock versus Roman at WrestleMania, but I thought it'd be like title for title.
Mm-hmm.
So when Brock lost his title, I was shocked. Happy for Bobby. I mean, for the culture and all that good stuff. A hell of a match. They were hard hitting, like we thought it would be. Overall, it was a great match. Happy for Bobby. We'll see what they do from here.
It's just like the story, like, oh, Heyman, you got fired, but behind the scenes, it was the plan all along. Like, we were just messing with you guys. And then he handed off the belt and walked with him. I was just like, huh, this is what we're doing.
The way he was walking away like he didn't do anything wrong was hilarious.
It was him. It was Heyman all along. Like I have the clip right here. He really handed him the belt, hit him, and left. Like that was great. And obviously Jacob alluded to what's happening in the men's rumble. But before we get to those rumbles, we had another match. Miz and Maurice versus Edge and Beth Phoenix. Jacob, I said this to the group when we were watching it live. Could you imagine being a teacher and like Beth and Edge's kids do something wrong and you have Beth Phoenix come to parent teacher conference? She is a monster. Like that's not someone you want to mess with, man.
No, I want to get on their good side so I can go hang out at their house and go on their property and deer hunt. So I want to go. Shit. I'm trying to give them a hell yeah. If she'd be pissed off, that'd be a petrifying human being to be around.
But I feel like with this match, though, we got it right. Edge and Beth, they won, which was expected. Maurice, I always said she was going to do really bad. She did not do bad in this match. I thought she was going to do a lot worse. So kudos to Maurice. You hit him with the double spear. I thought Beth Phoenix was going to hit Miz with the Glamazon slam, whatever her finishing move is. But I think we saw it. Expected win. Good pick for the L7C.
Yeah, definitely good.
Yeah. I mean, hey, Miz and Maurice play great heels. Let's just be honest.
They do it for the couples every time, man. Every time they lose to these couples. At least Edge and Beth are married with children and all of that. They didn't lose to because Cena was going to propose. And then years later, they're both married to different people.
I mean, Miz will absolutely put anyone over. It doesn't matter. And he'll make them look good doing it, too.
That's true. Byron, anything else on this match?
Yeah, I thought Maurice looked very impressive. I was very shocked. She hit, I think it was Edge with a Hurricane Rana and looked very well doing it. So kudos to her for putting in that training and, wanting to put on a great match for the fans.
Okay. Let's get to the two main events. Let's start off, in my opinion, the better Royal Rumble. The women's Royal Rumble. That was the match actually after Roman and Seth. And once the Rumble came on, everyone perked up because, in our Pick'em League, you got to get the Rumble winners right to get the belt. But I'm going to be honest, man. I did. Sasha came out number one. I'm not surprised. She's a workhorse for the women's division. And then number two was Melina, making her the first legend, quote unquote, this year's match. But most of the people we knew, I'm just going to say the things I marked out for. Obviously, Sasha Banks coming out in the Sailor Moon outfit. That was top tier. Selena Vega coming out in the Madara Uchiha outfit for the Naruto fans out there who listen to our Naruto stuff. And getting the voice of Madara to do her entrance is omega top tier. And then, honestly, which I've seen a lot of people talk about, Sasha Banks hitting the splits when she eliminated Melina. A lot of people on the internet said that was the best part of the women's Royal Rumble match. So I laughed about that, and I was just like, "Hey, man, she hit it. She knew what she was doing." Mickey James coming out to Hardcore Country, that was top.
Oh yeah,
because hey man, we talk about Vince. We knew that if she was coming back, she was doing it on her terms, so she was going to get whatever the hell she wanted. But I mean, and then Bianca Belair, the L7C Zone, first podcast really out there believing her. She lasted the longest, and I told Byron the Rumble. I don't know if you feel the same way, Jacob. I was like, the Rumble won't get serious until Charlotte Flair's music hits, because that's when it's about to go down. And then Byron's like, "Oh, Charlotte's music." So I was like, "All right, time to sit up. Now people are going to start getting eliminated." Brie Bella didn't kill anyone. So that was good.
Well, you're not wrong.
My girl Sasha did the job for Selena, which makes sense because an anime villain eliminating an anime hero. So love that. And then we got to, because I actually have the order. Number 28. Oh, before that, number 27. No, wait, no, that's not. I'm trying to find, because she is Ivory. Was it Ivory? Yeah. Ivory, who came in. She's 60 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like she hasn't left, so you could tell she has not caused anyone problems because she's not aged like dog food. But number 28. We heard the rumors. We didn't assume them because that's who we did not pick her. We even went through the odds. I mean, Byron picked her on the pick'em thing. I did too, because once it got to Sunday afternoon, we're like, well, Ronda Rousey came back at 28. Music, people standing up. Oh yeah, Ronda came with her face and all that. The bat, like t-shirt, shirt on. Okay. And then you had Shotzi and Shayna Baszler after that. I did like the scene where Ronda and Shayna interacted because that was their first time interacting on WWE television since they're genuine friends. And Ronda Rousey won the match. She eliminated Charlotte Flair in the finals. And just to put that in perspective, because I shared this with the group, the Women's Royal Rumble has only been around 4 times. 4 times. Like, it's only been 4 in history. Yeah, because it just came. Mm-hmm. It's not like... And this is... Charlotte Flair has been in all 4 Royal Rumble matches and has made it to the final 3 every single time.
Mm-hmm.
The only time she wasn't the final 2 the year Bianca won, because it was Bianca and Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
But we all said on this podcast where Charlotte got eliminated, she had that laugh. She's like, oh, I'll see one of y'all soon. I'm going to be taken. But she's been in the final 2, and she won the year and took the title from Rhea. So that's crazy in itself. But I mean, I think this match had better highs than the men's one, from what I said with Sasha, Mickey, Selena, all that. But Jacob, Ronda Rousey wins. And our person who we picked, apparently Alexa Bliss, wasn't even in the match.
No, she wasn't.
Here's something I found on the web.
Oh,
according
that's
to
not good.
If you didn't hear that, Martin's Alexa went off. So
I typically mute it just because during the wrestling ones, because I say her name. But what'd you think, man, of the Women's Royal Rumble?
It was a good match.
It was better than the men's. That's easy.
Oh yeah, 100%. But my biggest pop of the night was something you didn't even cover.
Ooh.
I got real hype with Sarah Rowe's music.
Yes.
Sarah Rowe came out, friggin' Ohio girl, coming out here, kicking ass, taking names. I was so stoked to see her in there. 100%. And the moment with like her and Liv had that moment.
That was great.
Dude, that was freaking awesome. Sarah Rowe is a bad woman right there. That's legit someone that would whip the shit out of everyone on that roster in a full-blown fight.
Byron said after that moment, Riot Squad basically versus the Bellas, WrestleMania, ?
I would watch that match.
I'd watch the shit out of that match. I don't care about the Bellas, but I'm all about Liv Morgan and Sarah Rowe.
I did not expect Sarah to come back.
Neither did I.
No, I didn't either. But like, I mean, she just had her kid not that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
She's still working out. She's got her own YouTube channel and her Instagram's blowing up all the time. And like I said, it's an Ohio girl, so I'm all about it. She lives right up the road.
Well, since you brought up Ohio girl, I was so confused that Alexa Bliss wasn't in the Rumble. There was reports that Mitch shared because Mitch picked Bliss to win and she didn't show up, so he was really pissed. But there was reports that she was like at a bachelorette party over this. Don't know. I can't confirm or deny. I haven't seen those reports, but I found it confusing how like one of your, well, to us who've been watching wrestling longer than 2019, but remember when Alexa, she is still one of the top women on that roster. And for her to not be on the Rumble puzzled me. What about you, Byron?
Yeah, I was highly confused since they've been doing like these Raw vignettes when she's in the therapist's office. So that would have been a perfect time for her to debut and come back at the Royal Rumble. But, you know, whatever Vince wants, Vince gets. So if you're not in the Rumble, you're not in the Rumble.
What'd you think of the match? What'd you think about the spots that you
I
liked?
thought, like you guys said, definitely better than the men, but we'll talk about that next. I thought some great spots. I love that Mickie James was able to come out to her own music and came out with a freaking Impact Women's title.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually said on her, like, the little title thing, Impact Women's Champion. So I thought that was really done well by WWE. I will give them kudos to that, instead of firing her with the trash bag, but whole different story. Overall, I thought the match was great. Did not expect to see Alicia Fox or Cameron.
Yeah.
So that was cool seeing Naomi and Cameron, reunite in the ring. Naomi got to eliminate Sonya Deville because they've been like this little rivalry. So that was good. You got to see like a lot of old school rivalries, like Natalya interacting with like a lot of people. Mickie and Michelle McCool. That was cool to see them scrap in the ring, and then Mickie James eliminate Michelle McCool because of the whole Piggy James thing angle back in the day. So I thought there was a lot of really cool moments. I liked Ivory coming out in her old Right to Censor attire. That was cool, and just like bitching everybody out in the ring and then getting eliminated by Rhea Ripley. Well, I was very surprised to see Molly Holly and then Nikki just bum rush her before even she got into the ring. That was cool to see. Just a lot of great spots in this Rumble. So whoever was a producer of the Women's Royal Rumble did a very excellent job.
Yeah. It's crazy too, because we did call. We said the only person who'd be able to eliminate Lita when we predicted this would be Charlotte. Only person with the credentials, and that's what happened. So, yeah, we know what we're talking about here. But Ronda coming out 28th and winning, it was just like that rumor. It just kept getting bigger and bigger, and then you saw reports that like her stylist was at the Rumble. Then you're like, oh well, she's not going to come there to lose,
right?
But Jacob, we talked about this last year, and we've talked about this too, Byron. I was actually shocked she came back because last time she could not handle the fans. And Justin in our group messages talked about like how the fans like love her now. I was like, hold on now. It's just because she came back. Last year, they were with her, and then it all turned. So are you guys shocked she's actually back with WWE? I didn't think she was ever coming back.
I'm a little shocked because the way she exited, like she was throwing like a huge bitch fit about the fans not wanting her to be there and like the whole Becky Lynch thing. So there was a lot of animosity, I felt like, when she left and she was on this, oh, I want to leave because I want to be a mom thing. So I don't think, she'd come back because of that reason. So like a part of me is shocked, but as we always say, money talks. So that's why she's back.
Jacob, I want to bring this point to you because you said you're not shocked. I actually just brought this up a couple of days ago in our group message. We still don't know the answer. Do you think Ronda, now that she's back and her conditions of coming back, does she have to follow the third-party ban?
Oh, no, she doesn't have to. It's Ronda Rousey.
Oh, that's going to cause problems.
I hope it does cause problems. I hope it causes nothing but just a giant headache for the WWE.
But no, that has a Twitch stream. Like when she came back, I was like, "Hey guys, do you think she has to do a third party ban?" And everyone in our group message was like, "Oh, we did not think of that."
She ain't got to follow a damn thing.
She does. She's a gamer. She is a gamer.
Yeah, I remember that now when you brought it up. But I hope she does for the simple reason that they that they wouldn't extend Adam Cole's contract because he wanted to keep streaming, and they're like, well, we're not going to do that for you. And then, so if you guys can bring Ronda Rousey back and have her not follow a third-party ban is absolute bullshit, just for that fact alone.
We have to see
when Adam Cole is a great fucking wrestler, and he should still be on WWE. I know he's having fun in AEW, which, go Adam Cole. Love him wherever he is, but there's no reason that WWE should have let him go.
Jacob, man, we're gonna have to actually pay attention like to her next stream that we talk about like 2 podcasts from now, since we already have our next wrestling one picked for this month. Because if she's still out there streaming, Oh, we're gonna have some issues on the L7C because we're gonna have to bring it up.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, like, you have to realize when they brought Ronda Rousey in the first time, they made her a face.
Yeah.
And they pushed her to the absolute moon, which pissed off 95% of the fans, which was dumb.
The last title reign.
She should have came in and just been an absolute uber heel. So I think Ronda knew she was coming back before she took her hiatus from her last thing. WWE is going to save her for the big stuff, going to save her for SummerSlams and or WrestleManias. So that's why you're seeing her back. She hates on all the fans. She hates on the wrestlers we like because she's playing a heel. Of course she's going to come back. She's going to make that money. Byron hit it on the head. So this it didn't shock me. I'm not a fan of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a fan. Something that could happen that would make me happy, but I'd never see it in a million years. It'd be cool to see Ronda and Shayna go after the tag titles. Because that'd make it relevant. You want to make your titles relevant? It'd be like when Cena became the U.S. champ and actually made it awesome again.
Shout out to my GOAT. Still, side note, I told you not to go to SummerSlam, and you did. It's been recorded. I know we're getting off topic. I told you not to go. You were going to make these clowns money, and we're going to talk about that later. And you made these clowns money, damn it. You're still my GOAT, though. Anyway.
I will say, though, like, I thought I would be pissed that Ronda won, but I think I've accepted that Vince is just going to do what Vince wants, and Ronda is going to make him money. That's what Vince loves. But I don't know if it was our group chat or if I said this on our last podcast. Ronda shouldn't have won because she doesn't need to win the Rumble to have a title match because it's Ronda Rousey. She's a household name. So they could have had any women on that roster that needed to actually win that Rumble. But no, they chose Ronda, which is dumb as hell because she didn't need the win.
The only thing with Ronda, I'm not defending him. I agree. The only thing, which Jacob has talked about too, because he just brought money, Ronda Rousey gets more headlines if she wins the Rumble.
I know.
That's the thing. Like ESPN, Fox, FS1, Good Morning America, CBS News. Ronda Rousey makes. I was like, I don't even know you guys cover wrestling. Ronda Rousey.
L7C's covering it.
That is true, the most important one of it all. But they're just like, Ronda Rousey returns a win. Like, I'm sitting here, I was like, I forgot y'all cover wrestling. I really did. I really forgot you guys had a section for wrestling and all that. But I get because Ronda, honestly, 28. I did think it was gonna be like Lacey Evans or something.
Where the hell is Lacey Evans? I know she's like raising Ric Flair's kid, but like, where the hell is she?
Oh my God.
Oh, well.
But the only thing too, which goes to that point too, and also goes to Byron's point, like it fits both what I'm about to say. The two current champions for Ronda, it's on site for both of them. You didn't need to win because you already have a huge, legit beef with both of them, and they wanted you to win because you had the huge, legit beef with both of them. So you could have went Byron's way, and they could have got the headlines for Ronda Rousey makes her return to WWE. What's next? But they wanted Ronda Rousey returns from 4 months postpartum to win the Rumble.
Yep.
But still a better match than what we're about to talk about. The men's Royal Rumble. First off, I'm just gonna start with everything wrong.
Go for it.
Number 30, which we talked about, and I said in person, number 30 or number 1 should have been Randy Orton. It's his home damn freaking town. When he came out, everyone got hyped. Should have made him 30 or 1. Just saying. That was that's one of my big things. Number 2, my man Kofi might be done forever because he botched that spot. and Kofi is one of the most likable guys in wrestling history. That was bad. I don't even know if I liked anything good. Oh, no, there was a good. Bad Bunny. You could tell he loves wrestling now. I didn't think he was coming back the next year, to let alone get the Rumble. What else is?
No, let's talk about. Hold on, before we move on from Bad Bunny, let's talk about the bullshit with Bad Bunny first here, real quick.
Where they called him a WrestleMania legend. That was bad. That's not true. I love him, but no.
If you put him in the celebrity wing of stuff, sure, I'll give him that. I don't care. He's the best celebrity we've had in a very long time. But no, what made me mad was you had WWE, who has their WWE shop, and they're promoting whatever sale they had going on. I haven't been on WWE shop in years. So I was like, let's check it out. So I hop on WWE shop. This is before the Men's Royal Rumble match. And what's the first thing I see? Bad Bunny Royal Rumble apparel. And I'm like, oh, I see Bad Bunny's going to be in the match. Thanks, WWE, for you literally couldn't wait to update your site for another 20 minutes. That annoyed the shit out of me. Little stuff like that. Why?
I hear you. I hear you. That's true. But this Rumble, man, I know we talk about like part-timers and all of that, but there was, besides Bad Bunny and who were just, I'm not even going to say his name because we have a whole section we're going to talk about him about. There was no surprises. Zero.
There was one.
Drew
McIntyre, because no one thought he was going to come back that early from injury.
That is true. Drew was a surprise. He was a pleasant surprise. Full-time talent coming. But there was no buzz.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that real quick.
Okay.
I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I'm okay with not having the surprises.
And
you want to know why?
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Because you need to constantly keep building up your next superstars. You need to constantly make people relevant. You know, you see the War Raiders or whatever they're going by this week weren't on there.
This week.
I would have liked to see the War Raider Viking experience happen, but I didn't see that. Was Ricochet even in it?
Yes.
Okay, he was in. Oh, that's how relevant he was in it. I mean, I don't have a problem not having all these people when you have a plethora of WWE superstars who are not properly used, and you can do something with them. Give them 5 minutes to shine. Do whatever you can to get yourself over, kid. Go for it. I'm okay with them not bringing in the Bill Goldbergs and other people that we don't like here on the L7C.
Well, hold on. I will combat that by saying, when I also mean they had no surprises, why was it Tommaso Ciampa in the Royal Rumble? Like, I'm talking about those. I count that. Like, I group surprises in like NXT. Hell, you could have had Braun Breaker come there, make a Reign roster debut so the fans see him, gets eliminated by like Brock Lesnar, has a face down with Brock, instant like money because Brock would sell for him before eliminating him. Like, stuff like that. That's what I mean by like no surprises, not just.
No, that'd be cool. I get what you're saying there. I thought we were talking about like bringing in like surprise.
Oh no, John Cena wasn't in. I didn't care. I didn't care about any other part-time person. That's the only person I'll part-time. That's my own. Anyone else?
So one of my issues, well, I guess two, because they're two different people. Why the hell wasn't Cesaro or Finn Balor in the Royal Rumble?
Oh my God.
Shit, you're right. They weren't. I didn't even think about that.
They had good odds on Vegas too.
Yeah.
We even talked about it beforehand on the pre-show.
Right. We said if Cesaro won, that would be huge for him. And wasn't even a fucking match.
Finn looks like he's in Ireland with his wife.
I mean, he deserves a vacation. I get
it too, but
I think Cesaro was just on SmackDown the day before the Rumble.
Yes.
It wasn't even in the match. Like, come on, guys.
Why was Dolph Ziggler in it, but not Cesaro? And I like Dolph Ziggler. That's another Ohio person. But damn, come on. Where the hell was Cesaro? That's a great point, boys.
Robert Roode, which, man, he needs to be Bobby Roode. People, now the NXT 2.0 babies wouldn't even know who Bobby Roode was. Like, if you watch 2.0. Yeah, man, like, I'm just looking at this list of people. Like, there's just no one besides Drew and, like, Bad Bunny who, like, surprised me. And Brock Lesnar, he came out at number 30, which Jacob was alluding to. like talking about selling to and t-shirts. Brock Lesnar had a face-to-face interaction with Bad Bunny.
Mhm.
And I also laughed when Brock Lesnar's music went off and Bad Bunny's on the turnbuckle and he turned and his face was like, oh my God, I don't want to die. And from like a real life standpoint, I know his like legal team and everyone's like, Brock Lesnar cannot hurt this man. We have a tour. We're talking about that. Like, imagine if Bad Bunny like ripped his like ACLs and had to postpone his tour for like 6 months. Oh, they would have sued. Oh my God. But
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar wins in a really anticlimactic fashion. I know they tried to copy the Becky Lynch win where she wrestled first, lost, come back, wins the Rumble to get herself in the main event. It didn't work. It just didn't. It didn't work at all. And I don't know, man. Like Jacob talked about the building stars thing, which maybe we need to like look at maybe the past 20 years. Maybe this should be a podcast. Past 20 years, we look at each Rumble winner and see if it was a star building moment. Or if it made sense.
That would be a good one.
Or if it made sense for the WrestleMania moments. Because, honestly, the Royal Rumbles, this was the worst one since men's one. This is the worst one since 2015.
Fact.
And 2015 is the worst Royal Rumble I've seen in my life. Fact. And it's not close. It's not close.
Who won the 2015 one?
Oh my God.
Oh, that's right.
There you go.
That's right. Yeah. 100.
That is the worst Royal Rumble I've seen in my adult life.
Because wasn't that when The Rock came out too afterwards? It was like
he came out and he couldn't even get the crowd over.
The Rock, yes.
And look of disappointment on his face.
Oh my God. When he said that, I was like, oh, he's never coming back. But Jacob, remember, that's also the Rumble. That Rumble, the men's one, had to be after Cena, Rollins, Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the top 3 triple threats of like all time in wrestling besides Shawn, Triple H, and Mr. Benoit. Don't cancel us. Just had to say his name. But that one was so bad because Roman was getting smacked around all the match, and then he somehow wins because The Rock helps him. And that's also the one where Daniel Bryan got eliminated in 2 seconds by Bray Wyatt, and the match was never the same.
Yeah, the crowd was not happy.
Worst Royal Rumble of all time. God helped Vince, though, because they had that snowstorm and they couldn't have Raw that day. So they were doing stuff from...
Yeah, that's right.
They were doing stuff from the WWE headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
Worst Royal Rumble ever. Men's one. This is the worst one since then. This was bad.
I totally agree. The same reason I don't think Ronda should have won. The same reason I apply for Brock. Mm-hmm. Like, literally, this man can get a title match whenever. Literally, the next night they inserted him into the Elimination Chamber. Like, this man doesn't need to win a Royal Rumble to get a title match. Save that for people who need the win, like Big E or Cesaro, Finn Balor.
We had Big E as one of our picks.
I picked him on our pick'em sheet. Then when he got eliminated, I was like, this is bullshit.
Okay, out of curiosity, because like I said, right after the Brock Lesnar Bobby Lashley match, I'm like, this is obviously the direction they're going in. Did anyone of you guys think it was legitimately going to be opposite of that?
Oh, no, no.
When Brock lost, I literally turned to Martin. I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if Brock entered the Royal Rumble and won? And look what happened.
It was literally like, Brock loses. I'm like, this motherfucker. That was literally me. I'm like, shit. I'm like, okay, well.
Yeah,
this is pointless.
See, when he lost to, the only way I would have, if things were opposite. So let's just say Brock comes in. If he would have messed with Seth and Roman's match, cost Roman the title, and then Roman retaliated and did that to Brock, honestly, let's just be real. They could have still been the main event of WrestleMania without the titles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what if I would have messed it up. But yeah, Jacob, yeah, once it happened, we were all just like, damn. I mean, I picked Brock because I had no other dude to pick, and I was just like, I mean, I have better odds of picking Brock than picking anyone else, which is bad. And then he ended up winning. But let's get to the real story of the Royal Rumble because we have not mentioned his name. Guys, if you don't buckle up, the L7C has lots of things to tell you about. Number 28 was Shane McMahon. Sure.
Shane Mac.
You're thinking this is a surprise. Yeah, Shane. No one expected Shane. Yeah, here comes the money.
He was the surprise. He legitimately was.
He was. But the reason we didn't talk about him is because literally after the match, all hell broke. All hell just went loose on the internet. Like Shane McMahon. Byron, I'll let you go because I know this one gets you hot.
So apparently Shane McMahon literally did whatever the hell he wanted to do Saturday night. Like from the report that I was reading, like I forgot the producer's name, but he didn't put over one producer. Mm-hmm. Again, apologize for not remembering his name. Apparently he screwed with some of Bad Bunny's spots. Mm-hmm. There was something else that he did that was...
He was the main producer of the match.
Right. He was the main producer of the men's Royal Rumble match. And that was, like we said, one of the worst Royal Rumbles since 2015. So he just did literally came back, literally did whatever he wanted to, and Vince literally had to fire him that Monday. And he was supposed to have a match at the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Supposed to have a match at WrestleMania. He was supposed to be featured on Raw for like the longest time. All these reports, like then he just said, you know what? I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do. I'm Vince's son. You can't touch me.
Jacob, what did you think of this Shane stuff? Because it wasn't just wrestling, like Twitter reporting this stuff. It was everyone else.
So maybe I just didn't pay that much attention to it. But when Shane came out, I popped because I'm a massive Shane McMahon fan. I really like Shane McMahon. And then I kept seeing like afterwards, like Shane McMahon fired. And I'm like, listen, the dirt sheets have been terrible right now. Let's be completely real. They have been horribly off.
Shout out to Charlotte and Andrade. They broke up, remember?
Charlotte and Andrade apparently broke up. Allegedly, Ric Flair and his wife broke up, which I'm not so sure now. I have no idea. Rick was just posting about her on Instagram.
He had to break up with her. Lacey's coming back. He's got to go back to his story wife.
Dude, I would be so freaking happy if that happened. I would laugh my ass off. Kayfabe's still real, damn it.
Remember, they thought it was Ric Flair on that airplane.
Huh?
Remember, they thought it was Ric Flair on the airplane giving oral to that one person.
That's right.
Wife. And he said that wasn't me.
That's right. Poor Ric Flair's just had a lot of shit happen to him.
Really?
But anyways, I digress. Back to the Shane McMahon. I really don't know what to believe. I feel like we're missing a major piece of this puzzle if he's full-blown legit let go. I don't know if he legitimately is.
I mean, I have currently, this is from Sports Illustrated talking about Shane being let go. And my thing that I really believe he's gone is because when these big sites are crediting the small wrestling sites, like I never thought in a Sports Illustrated ESPN article, I would be seeing Ringside News and Matt Men podcast. I never thought they'd get the credit they deserve. And here they are on these big sites like, hey, this is first reported by them. And obviously Dave Meltzer said, there's just a lot of heat, man. He was the lead producer for the men's Royal Rumble and a talent.
Yeah.
Someone said like he wanted to come out first. Someone said he wanted to be the final two with Brock. Like it was just bad.
If this is 100%, everything is legit and true. God damn, that's one of the most McMahon things that's ever been done ever. Like I'm almost proud of him for how McMahon he just did the whole world. Like, damn, you really are Vince's son. Shit.
And then got fired. And Nia Jax, Lena is her real name? Lena?
Yeah, Lena.
Yeah, Lena, aka Nia Jax, she said this should be a lesson to everyone. If Vince fired his son, no one is safe.
Facts. 100%.
Did Vince fire himself?
I'm waiting for the day.
I mean, the board of directors could. That's a whole other. I'd actually have to see. He's on the chairman of the board. Never mind. But that's crazy. Like Byron said, he was literally booked from like now till WrestleMania, and they just scrapped everything.
Yeah.
But Shane, it just shows, dude, you should never produce a match ever again, because that match was ass. It was terrible.
It was.
And you produce.
It was not his best work.
And you come out at 28 and you're in the final four, bro. Get out of here. That was terrible. That was so bad.
Can you imagine if he had won?
Oh, and this stuff would have came. Oh my
right.
God.
That would be even better, actually. I'd be way happier with that, because if you look at it from my point of view, that's the most McMahon thing I've ever seen McMahon in a long McMahon year. Holy shit, boys, let's go. I'm down. Why not?
Remember, Byron McMahon came out at 28, made it to the final three with Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre, and got eliminated by Brock. He's like, I'm going to come out. I'm going to come out. I'm going to be eliminated by the eventual winner, but I'm going to be in the final three over someone else who would have needed that final three spot.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
But we had the MMA fighters win. This is Brock's second Royal Rumble win, which is almost 20 years apart from his first one. Yeah, he won in 2002 when he was young.
Yeah, wow, that was 20 years apart.
That's 20 years apart. So you had the MMA people. So he joins a pretty exclusive list of people who've won only 2 Royal Rumbles. Austin still has a record for 3. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to wait because we saw who they picked. No surprise to anyone. I did like Brock saying, Bobby, I'm not mad at you. I would have done the same thing. I'm mad at Roman. So I did like that. So Brock versus Roman is going to be the main event of night 2, obviously. Then Ronda came out. I mean,
wait, hold up. We just can't pass talking about, do we really think Brock is going to beat Bobby at Elimination Chamber, aka Blood Money?
In the chamber. Well, I mean, it's 6 people. No, I don't think so.
You don't think we're gonna see title for title match?
I saw rumors, and
I've seen rumors too.
I was like, are they really trying to copy like the girls' WrestleMania 35 main event?
I mean,
it's a possibility. Everyone's copying that.
That's a possibility. They did the whole Brock loses his championship match, wins a Royal Rumble. I mean, it could be title for title at Seth, make it a triple threat like they did the women that year.
I have been hearing Seth triple threat. I've been hearing that. Because he could be like, I didn't lose to you, dude. I want another title shot.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But yes, Elimination Chamber will be in a different. Will be
as it is. It's blood money, damn it.
It is. And we have some money to talk about near the end. But they're having a bigger pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia, which is interesting. But Brock picked Roman. That's going to be the main event. Hopefully it's not title for title. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. But then I don't. The biggest.
Wait, before we get to that, if it is title for title, why the fuck did Brock have to lose that Rumble?
That's a good question.
They're literally, if it's title for title, that means
because we're going to give the Saudi prince what he wants, and he wants title matches. He wants title changes, and we're going to give him what he wants. He's paying a shitload of money for this big ass house show. That's why.
Big ass house show.
I mean, Jacob's not wrong.
I ain't wrong.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Now that you said that, it makes sense to Brock to win back at Blood Money, which is like 3 weeks from the Rumble.
Well, also, we forgot the other thing. Because they can't use their signature title switch, because usually at those things, Goldberg wins the title. And they ain't doing that this time, because Goldberg is going against Roman Reigns finally for the 2 years because of COVID and Roman back and all that stuff. So, so they're like, oh, Goldberg's not going to win? All right, we're just going to have his little brother win. So...
Switch it up. Do title versus Brock versus Goldberg. Run it back.
If Roman got sick, that would actually probably be the move.
Yeah.
If Roman got sick or if he got COVID again, oh my God, that'd be the move. But in all seriousness, yes, he is in the chamber. I don't know if he's going to win or not. The only thing I care about with the elimination thing is Lita's going to be wrestling, and I like Lita. Lita looks like she hasn't aged.
Not at all. She looks good.
No.
Lita versus Becky. Probably won't watch Blood Money, but because I don't have Peacock anymore. But I'll see the highlights on Twitter.
I think I will say at the end of that Raw, before we talk about who Ronda picked, Ronda was calling Becky by her government name the whole promo. Mm-hmm. So that it's real. Like she calling her, and even Becky was like, "Man, you're calling me by my government name," and she was calling her Rebecca this, Rebecca that.
I mean, the Twitter feud that Becky and Ronda had will go down as one of the most legendary Twitter feuds I've ever seen. Like the shit that Becky was saying towards Ronda Rousey was absolutely hilarious. You could tell that Becky is still in Ronda's head because she called her Rebecca Quinn for the entire promo.
But Byron, I know you got mad about that a little bit because she didn't call Charlotte Ashley.
Yeah, I was a little hurt. I mean, not hurt, but a little mad because why are you calling her Rebecca Quinn but not calling her Ashley Fleer?
I felt a little disrespectful.
Put some respect on Becky's name.
Come on. Are we just not going to talk about the freaking obvious here?
That Ronda can't cut a promo?
Oh, besides that, damn it. We just going to ignore the elephant in the room here.
That they pumped in fake crowd noise?
We also know that. Let's talk about Jacob Mason's elephant in the room for the segment. Holy shit. But can we talk about the whole who did Ronda pick thing?
Well, we were about to go. I mean, we went to Raw. We were about to talk about SmackDown.
Well, fuck it. Just say that part. Then I'll jump in on this because all intertwined.
Oh, we know. Charlotte, she picked Charlotte. She literally, I did like the line that's saying, "You're not special. You're just first." I was like, well, she's crossing people off the list like she's the Grim Reaper. I was like, all right. And then she messed up Sonya Deville. I was like, damn, Sonya, and you're the one who said you wanted a match with her. This ain't it for you. But go ahead, Jacob.
We running that triple threat back.
No way. No.
Yes, we are.
No. I thought you were going to say she's going to face Charlotte this year, Becky next year. I was going to be like, okay, there's no way that triple threat's getting ran back. Title for title again? Get the hell
you watch.
You
watch.
Get the hell out of here.
I'm willing to put my Busch Light L7C money on the line.
So we're going to have two triple threat matches, title for title?
No way in hell.
Fun. We might not get two triple threat title for title matches.
Or
two title for title matches. But you're damn right. We're getting at least one. And I think this one has the way better chance. That's why we're still keeping the heat going with Becky or Rebecca Quinn or whatever the hell her government name is this week.
It is Rebecca Quinn. That is her government name.
They're just keeping this going because this is another match lined up. So I bet we're running this right back. You think Becky's going to try and not get in on this action? She's getting in on this action.
I think Becky would rather face Ronda alone because she literally does
and deserves it. Deserves
it, and literally just had a match with Charlotte Flair where they literally beat the hell out of each other.
It's going to be a triple threat. You watch.
So here's my thing, because this ain't going to happen. Because she ain't losing. If Lita beats Becky Lynch, Jacob is 100% right. That won't happen, though.
She doesn't have to beat her.
Nah, dude. She's not having title for title. She's going in there. She's going in there no title. No way.
Right.
You are not about to only have like one men's
Or does she
match.
have 2 matches at Mania?
Oh my gosh.
I could see it better her having 2 matches at Mania than just shutting off the whole Raw Women's division.
She'll shut off any division if she wants.
Okay,
No, she's not Charlotte Flair. Come on now.
I can't think you do that because you got Bayley and Asuka coming back.
When?
Lacey.
Where the hell were they at, by the way?
Well, Bayley was watching it from her couch. I did laugh. Trish Stratus was watching it. And she posted how when Charlotte got eliminated, her drinking some tea. That was funny. But Bayley, Asuka, Lacey Evans. I still have faith in Alexa Bliss. We still do on the L7C. But I saw things that Bianca's going to get her revenge on Becky at WrestleMania.
I would love to see that.
Mitch went to Raw this past Monday and said that was a dark match. Bianca beat Becky in like 12 seconds. I was like, oh, yeah, so they might be doing they might be leading towards that.
Sure.
Much rather that than Jacob proposed women's triple threat.
It's not that I proposed it. I'm just trying to do my best McMahon mindology happening right here.
Yeah.
How would Vince Russo and Shane McMahon book this match? That's how I feel.
We're name dropping Vince Russo on the L7C podcast.
You know it, bro.
Oh,
swerved.
Lord. Nah, I can't let that. Now I got to name drop her. Shout out to Tessa Blanchard. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Where is she at?
At home. She's probably at home drinking some hot chocolate. I don't know. But I don't know, man. It's going to be wild. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. If Jacob's right, then hey, he's right. But Jacob, you were also
Jacob's
the one.
Right.
You picked The Rock to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I told you that storyline died. The Rocket to win the Rumble this year.
That storyline hasn't died. It merely went in hiatus. It's just sleeping right now. You talk to me next year, we're firing it right back up. It's coming back with a vengeance.
Jacob,
you heard it here first. Not this WrestleMania, the following one. The Rock is Roman.
Remember when you said
be in Hollywood for next year's WrestleMania?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is.
Jacob, remember when you said Lana was going to win a title and then she got fired?
Dude, Lana should have won that title, and you damn well know it. Still, she got fucking screwed on that.
She was my girl, man. I was sad when she got let go.
She was pure content for us.
Apparently, she was going to be in the Rumble too, but she was like going to be like a last-second addition. I would have popped for Lana. I'm not going to lie.
I would have popped for Lana too. Shit, yeah, because it just would have been like, oh god, the L7C is going to be all over this. Hell yeah.
So here's the thing. We've been truthful about WWE. We give them their props when they deserve it, and we come at them when they don't deserve it. And most of the time we've been coming at them. But here is the problem. Just a couple of days ago, they reported a $1 billion revenue in 2021.
What was that again?
$1 billion in revenue.
Didn't they make $1 billion during the pandemic too?
Yes, but this is $1 billion in revenue, the highest in company history. So think about this: the height of the Attitude Era, the height of the Ruthless Aggression Era, height of Hogan when eat your vitamins, all of that, the height of all this stuff. Probably in the worst time frame, like wrestling wise, they've had these past couple of years. They made the most money in history in a year.
Do we also are we taking into consideration, like, not to get political or mathematical here, but are we also taking into effect for like inflation and stuff that's happened?
That's a good point. That's a good point on you. This is just from Forbes, like it's just saying the highest they've ever made. I would like to see those inflation numbers if we did like the Attitude Era and all that stuff. But like the fourth quarter highlights, I'll just read you some of these. Revenue increased 30% to $310 million. Operating income increased 131% to $83.6 million. I don't even know what this OIBDA1. It increased 90% to $97.2 million. Return capital to shareholders totally $59 million, including share repurchases and dividends paid.
Well, shit, you own their stock. I expect more than 1 6-pack of Busch Light now, Martin.
First of all, I only own one thing of them just for like, oh, I own a stock in a wrestling company. So in my dream situation, when they need to sell, they need that one stock and they have to come to me. But
Okay.
That's the only reason I bought that. That was like the very first stock I bought individually, just like, oh, I wanted to own some WWE thing. And obviously we've talked about it. They created the Next in Line program for the name, image, and likeness, all of that jazz. Me and Jacob, we just talked a couple podcasts ago about F Shane, F Triple H, F Stephanie. It looks like Nick Khan's going to be running WWE when Vince is gone. He doesn't care about the wrestlers. He's strictly a financial business guy. And here you go.
He's doing his job.
That is true. One,
I like the guy. I think I'd be shit. He's definitely doing his job, and he's here to stay.
Like, this was a quote from Vince McMahon. In 2001, we reached a significant milestone of over $1 billion in revenue for the first time in the company's history. We ended the year strong with performances across each of our business lines that reflected the engagement of our wider audience with distribution on new digital platforms, including Peacock. The return to our fans of live events. Yes. We expect to do better, blah. Now I'm paraphrasing. He expects to do better, blah, 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 in 2022. The fans obviously coming back helped, but Byron, I already know what you're going to say.
You already know what I'm going to say. You want me to say it?
You go ahead, man. I know you've been chomping at the bit all week for this part.
So if you made over $1 billion and this is your highest gross in years, why the fuck are you still firing people for budget reasons? You mean to tell me their salary is so much, so big of that 1 billion that you have to fire? It doesn't make sense to me. It will never make sense to me how a company can make over $1 billion but still fire people for budget reasons.
I have nothing to say to that, Jacob.
I mean, what do you say to that? From an ethical standpoint, it makes all the sense. It makes perfect sense. Or what Byron is saying makes perfect sense.
I have nothing to say to that. I mean,
I want someone to answer that. I just want someone to answer. How can you fire people? One, we're still in a pandemic. That's number one. People need jobs. There's jobs are hard to come by because of the pandemic. But you have all these people who are over with the fans that could use that push or whatever, but you fire them because, oh, we don't have the budget to keep them. It doesn't make sense to me. And I know the budget is not the real reason, and I want the real reason, but that'll never come out. Every single time I think about it, I just instantly get pissed.
And I know because we're running against it, because we're already been in over an hour because we've had a great episode, but we always just talk about oh, they're planning to sell. I know, Jacob, you said Disney, but I just don't know to who, man. Peacock, NBC owns Peacock. So what the hell is Disney going to buy? They can't even, Disney wouldn't be able to show WWE's pay-per-views because it's owned by NBC.
Well, whoa. Let's slow it down here. Disney can show their pay-per-views. In Indonesia, they're showing the pay-per-views right now. They own the rights to show they just own Peacock. They don't own the network. They are leasing the network essentially. They don't own it.
That's a big lease for $1 billion. How
many years is it? Do you remember how many years it is?
I just remember NBC paid them $1 billion.
Yeah, that's
all. They paid them $1 billion. All right, that's not forever. That means they're making their money, and it's going to come up to the next person. Hey, do you want the rights to stream the WWE network? And someone will gladly pay that money. And I hate Disney. I despise Disney. I worked for those bastards. I hate them. we lost all our Disney sponsorship, by the way, just so y'all know. Here on the L7C.
I think if
I
Disney
don't
was
like them.
sponsoring us,
It's not that I don't want them to.
You'd have a lot more money for your Busch Lights if Disney was sponsoring us.
That'd be a straight fact. But I'd have to be over here like kissing Mickey's ass, and I'll leave the L7C before I do that. But anyways, Disney's the only company that has the actual revenue to buy WWE. I can't think of another company that can full-blown buy WWE right now.
I just don't know, man, because you can't even, the network's dead in the United States. Like, it's gone. You can't get on the app anymore. You have to go to Peacock.
Right. Doesn't mean it won't come back.
I mean, honestly,
we're just talking about the network.
I'm
talking about the whole company as a whole. If they would ever go to sell it, I can only think of one company that would buy it. And it's those evil bastards at Disney.
So what are you going to do with Fox? You know Fox, I mean, Fox, not Fox like the studios, the movies that are owned by Disney. Fox, the networks, they ain't owned by Disney.
Yeah, they ain't owned by Disney. Absolutely not.
So
but
what are you going to do with SmackDown?
Well, whenever that contract comes up and they're not streaming or they're not showing SmackDown on Fox anymore, I guess Disney can pick. Let's say Disney buys WWE, just buys them today, right now.
Mm-hmm. Knowing our luck, as soon as we get out, that's going to happen.
They still have to stick with all the Peacock stuff. They still have to deal with all the Fox stuff. As soon as that's up, boom, Disney can do whatever the hell it wants.
I just don't see, like, they have the money to do whatever they want. They basically run the planet Earth. But I don't know, man. Like, I just think it's going to be someone else. Honestly, I think it's still smoke until I actually see it happen.
Right.
Because if they just got $1 billion in the most ever, that's obviously going to appease to some buyers. If they're making it revenue, you at least got to buy WWE for $10 billion.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's going to be a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah,
Amazon could buy them.
That is
Jeff does have money.
Jeff would do. That's actually who Jeff would do that, and then put the WWE Network on Prime Video.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
wow.
That's an option. You want a non-Disney option? I've given you the non-Disney option.
I take Jeff over Disney because I ain't getting Disney Plus to watch Survivor Series. That's not happening.
We're gonna
at least have Prime.
I know I definitely don't do it, but I know a lot of people who will pirate their pay-per-views from like Disney Plus and ESPN Plus and all that. I definitely don't because I'm a very, very good human being who definitely doesn't pirate shit. But yeah, I go ahead. Won't pirate Survivor Series or anything else. I don't care. But Byron, you had problems with Peacock this pay-per-view. What happened with your end?
Oh, I was at Martin's house and it kept cutting out, cutting in and out during certain matches. I forget what matches it was. I think it was.
We didn't see Cameron come out. Yeah, we didn't see.
Yeah, we didn't see Cameron come out.
It was weird, man. It was just
we didn't even see her get eliminated either.
Yeah, it was just weird. It's like we haven't had issues with it since that death day of WrestleMania where it was just bad.
Yeah.
The day I totally didn't have to pirate.
Right.
The network.
Right.
Yeah. Also, if you sell a company for me, you sell that network for $1 billion, I expect great quality streaming, by the way. So get your shit together.
Right.
Dude, let's be real. Peacock sucks compared to the network. There's so many features that you're missing from the network that is not on Peacock.
Yeah, I agree. Well, guys, we're over an hour and 15 minutes, so we got to wrap it up here. There's still a lot we got to talk about, which we'll probably do on other podcasts. But Byron, Jacob, any last things before we wrap up this Royal Rumble review?
This is not WWE related, but congratulations to Keith Lee and Mia Yim for getting married yesterday.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations, both of them. Their cake looked amazing. Looks like people had fun. I will say, speaking of her, though, I saw Shayna Baszler in the suit. That looked clean.
Mm-hmm.
She looked super clean. But, hey, congratulations to both of them. That's another thing we did not have time. We'll talk about that later, about the free agents and will they sign. Our next wrestling pay-per-view, next wrestling podcast, we are going to be doing an in-depth thing of the rise and fall of NXT. where Jacob's wife, Hannah, makes her debut on the L7C podcast. That will be coming to you guys this month.
I can't wait to talk about that because I have something else to bring up that we didn't cover for NXT.
Fire Captain's hopping on that too, so that's going to be a great time. Thank you,
boys.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to the L7C podcast. You guys take care.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.